I have known many ministers who were in it for the money. They said, I'm rich, it's all good. They drove their big mobile and had people bring them coffee and carry their briefcase and do all kinds of other things, serve them instead of the other way around. Let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. And you've been wanton. You have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter. What's the context? Wow. You have condemned and killed the just. Back in Zechariah, you possess this flock of slaughter and you kill them. Now, I don't know how many they literally killed. It's as in a day of slaughter. Eventually an actual slaughter is coming, the slaughter. But a lot of the ministers that have worked with God's people for 2,000 years are killers from hell. In some ways, the worst ministers I have ever seen came into this church. We are called part of the flock of slaughter. We're the depressed, on-knee, lowly part of it. We've had lying thieves who were born in hell, crawl to the surface of the earth, join this church, and plague us. And we stayed with it. And they slew a lot of us. And I hope it was only, you almost hope it was in the literal sense. I don't know of any ministers in the church ever in history who actually killed the sheep. But if you took their eternal life, you slew them. Or maybe you drew them out of the church to follow you, as some will do in the 7 years. And you created, trouble down through the centuries that way. But they still have a chance until we get to the 7 years. But here's the setting. Here's the setting of this. Be patient, therefore, brethren. Maybe verse 6. You have condemned and killed the just, and he does not resist you. Where are you going to go? Going to go be a Catholic? I worked under ministers when I was an assistant who were as black-hearted as the devil. Men so evil, so dark, and yet God, you have to trust God. You live by faith all through our lives. And for the 7 years, the flock that's going to get actually killed, some of them maybe if you died in this life, or you were murdered in this life, you probably are just man made perfect and you're waiting in heaven. But here's verse 7. Be patient therefore, brethren, unto the parousia of the Lord. That's the day of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waits for the precious fruit of the earth and has long patience for it until he receive the early and latter rain. The latter rain ends in early May. So there's a group that's going to have to stay with it till early May. Zechariah 10, curiously, God says, in the time of the latter rain, pray and God will make the whole earth green when he punishes the goats, when he burns the goats.